people who are suffering from this, people from this disease of Andrew Tate, are people in first world countries who uh, who have elected governments that have the audacity to look at developing nations and say, "Oh, your outlook towards society is regressive." Like the irony of it.
Right.
Because we hear about the kind of life that women have to go through and have lived in past decades in our countries in India.
Mhm.
And we're always trying to move forward, and it just seems like the West and Europe is just moving backwards, and I don't get it.
A lot of them are harkening back to a time when that was the norm. Because for a long time, it was not okay for women to have a bank account, to have a job, to be independent. And there were perks of that. You basically controlled the situation. You controlled her
Yeah.
abilities to move around outside because you control the money or you control whatever. You had power. And that's kind of what they allude to in this whole documentary. It was, do you enjoy controlling women? Is that how you do it? Is that how you get them to come on and be on your webcams or whatever it is that you're doing?
Yeah.
And he says, no, I'm trying to show them a better life. And all the bullshit answers that he normally gives.
Of course, yeah.
But essentially, I think that's what appeals to a lot of younger men.
People do still expect women to, take care of the household. They rather prefer women who didn't work, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Owning women as property is not a conversation I've ever had, and I hope I never do.
When you are then thrown into that world, it's shocking. And I think that's what's happening right now with a lot of the women, especially who are running into these devotees of Andrew Tate, is they're experiencing shock like they've never seen before. Because I think a lot of what he says might not be as shocking to someone who grew up around that, like in places like India or in Asia, where that
Yeah.
exists. Highly recommend everyone watch the Vice documentary because it really does. It's cringy, but at the same time, you can see how this is the way this guy came up, and more just so that you know that when the next guy, because he'll fall eventually, he's going to be yesterday's news eventually, but someone else is going to come and take his place.